My name is Francisca Da-Souza, and welcome to our maiden episode of In the Closet with France. So, this is really my first time doing this. I figured, why not create a good, just regular casual space for us to discuss our thoughts, get our opinions out on different, topics that some might be taboo, some might be controversial, some might be popular or unpopular knowledge. It's just an avenue for us to be able to connect on a deeper level. So this will be our maiden edition. As you can see, I'm quite literally in my closet. It just provides for a more comfortable space. You will get to know me better each episode. And every episode, I'm going to have a friend or an acquaintance or just somebody that I admire who I think might have a unique view on the topic that we're discussing come in and have a nice little chat with me. So, disclaimer, I'm Nigerian. I've been in the States for about a decade now. So if you hear me switch between the Igbo accent and the Nigerian accent, it's okay. It just means I'm getting deeper into it. All right, so today we're going to have one of my dearest friends, Adeniyi, join us, and we're gonna discuss, I'm gonna say it's a controversial topic, but I think it's an interesting one. It's the long age-old question of the chicken or the egg, which came first. No, that's not the topic. The topic it's more a question. Do you love someone before you decide if they're worth it or not? Or do you decide if they're worth it before you love them? In other words, is love really blind? Do you really just fall in love and then realize, oops, mistake, maybe not this guy, maybe not this girl? Or before you fall in love, you've gotten to know this person for a little bit of time and you make that decision to consciously love that person. Let's see what Nee thinks. Everyone, meet Adeniyi. This is a very long time of mine. Thank you so much for obliging me and joining me on my you know that I like debates. So thank you for joining me. All right, so today we're talking about the age-old question, the chicken or the egg, which one came first? Essentially, do you decide to love someone before deciding if they're worth it, or do you decide that they're worth it first before you fall in love with them? Because people say love is blind, right? So people say, I don't even know how I got here. It's love. I just fell in love, me, and wow, now all of a sudden I don't feel like I want to be with this person anymore. And it's like, but until you carried your two eye and entered that situation. So do you really feel that it is possible to, maybe during that stage where you're just talking in quotes, because they have levels now. You first meet, then you talk, then you date, which is apparently different from being exclusive, which is apparently different from being in a relationship. So before you get to that relationship stage, which I'm assuming is where people actually fall in love, or maybe they fall in love before they enter the relationship, do you think that you should, first of all, decide if that person is worth... Everybody, disclaimer, first of all, everyone is worth loving. We're all children of God. We all deserve love. But it's not everybody that is worth being in love with. Personal level. So would you say, what are your views on it? Because I have...
So this is on a boyfriend girlfriend level, or is this also when it comes to friendships?
That's another aspect though. Let's explore both, because I was thinking more in terms of like an intimate relationship, but even platonic, because that's a relationship as well, right?
Exactly, it is a relationship. So like you've said it, I have known you since 2016 and 2006.
I was just about to say, or everything back
I know that the 6 So platonic, and I know that I don't use the word love loosely,
Mm-hmm.
and I know that I love my friends, and you are one of my friends that I love. But did I just suddenly see Tolu and be like, oh my God, I love this person like my friend immediately? No, it
Right.
took time. It took years. It took different situations. There were good times, there were not so good times.
True.
And then we are at this point. I would even say, because I'm in a situation where there was a rift between a friend of mine and myself. Not, I won't call it a rift, but we had a situation, and I found myself saying that I'm not going to let go of this person
Mm.
because of this situation. I value what we have. I love you more than what is going on here. And I am at the point where I'm going to let it go. Well, maybe not let it go, but I would live with the situation. And
Mm-hmm.
because I know that what we have is bigger than what is going on. So that's on the platonic one. And I think it's over time. I think to the question is, do you love them before you get into something, or it is over time? So on that one. Now, when it comes to relations, and even let's even use family. You love your family despite,
That's
like,
true.
you are born, you have a mother and a
I have
father,
no
you
choice,
have
almost.
you you're just it was like, okay, who the hell are these guys? Okay, they're my parents and my siblings, and I have to love them. Well, I'm gonna love them anyway. And you find yourself and you love your family no matter what, even at the times when they're just like, oh God, like, what is all of all this nonsense? So there's that. But if you use the case of, relationships and everything, I think it also goes with that. Obviously, there is something that you see. I mean, you go, case in point, my example, if you don't believe in the concept of love at first sight, I think it happened to me because the first time I saw my wife, well, before she became my wife, I was smitten. I was taken.
I remember the story.
Yeah, exactly. Love. You remember I was, and there was that. There was the, oh wow, this is a beautiful person. We spoke. This is intelligent. I want to keep this up. So, but I mean, in the general terms, I don't think I was in love. I
Mm.
think over time, while we were in the talking stage,
In the talking stage, okay.
we did. I think we did talk relationship. We did
Marriage.
not do
I
talk.
like it. It's short and simple. There's no complication. There's no room for confusion. It's okay.
So, but I would say it was okay. Talking stage, you guys are talking and you're getting to know this person, and they're getting to know you, and then we got into a relationship. Had I figured out, oh, was I in love with this person at that point? Relationship love, I think, is different because it's a different kind of feeling that you have. So I would say that talking stage into a little bit of the relationship, I'm like, oh wow, I really care about this person in a way that I don't care. I mean, I love my friends, I love my family, but with this particular person, it is different.
Different.
And that is not to say that you cannot fall out of love with them. Or let me, how will I put it? Situations can happen that can make that love dwindle,
This is true.
and then you find yourself in a pickle and you're like, wow, did I really love this person? And then you start to question yourself
Mm-hmm.
if you really did love this person. And that's what we're talking about. I mean, I've had prior relationships, and I know that in those relationships I felt like I was in love with them, but we broke up, whatever. But I realized that, okay, maybe maybe I was in love and I was able to get out of not get out of love, but fall out.
Fall out of love. Mm.
I think also when you're not communicating with somebody as much, the feelings start to wane. You guys feel different about each other, and I guess love can disperse. But in cases when that person is always in your face, or always talking, texting, families know each other. I mean, family is a big part of relationships
Oh,
also.
it is.
The families know each other. There's all that. That love builds. You love them. You love their family, and you are at that point where, and then you then get to a point of marriage where you're like, you know what, I want to spend the rest of my life with this person. I don't see myself doing life without this person.
Right.
So I think it's one of those things where you, over time, it builds and it becomes stronger. And I'd even throw another one into the mix, which is having a child or children. And that's the
That's the
different
ultimate.
kind of love.
That's a different
That
one.
one, exactly. And this is what I was telling you about, being born and you're just in a family.
Mm-hmm.
I think I loved my son before I met him. I'm now seeing him growing. Like it's the kind of love that I don't understand why I love him, but I
Hmm.
just know that I love him. Despite the fact that whenever I'm trying to help him, I'm trying to feed him, he's throwing tantrums, he's fighting with me, but I still love him. Why? It's not
That's
like he has done anything to me.
mm-hmm.
Has he done anything significant in my life? No. Well, I mean, he's my child. He has
That's
brought joy to
significant
my life.
enough. It has changed your
So
whole
it's
world.
different.
Mm-hmm.
So exactly, he has changed my whole world. So I think that's the perspective of, do you love people, even like you, the other part of the love, like love before they don't come
Before you even decide. Right.
before
So
you.
I mean you've brought in
Yeah.
different scenarios now that has kind of made the question, it's thrown me for a loop. It's not just relationship, intimate relationships, you brought in platonic relationships, you brought in family. And so now I do see your point in the sense that okay, I think where it comes to having a child or a family relationship, you kind of tend to love that person even before you decide whether or not they're worth loving because it's just blood. Shey, they say blood is thicker than water. You found
Hmm.
yourself in this family. It's almost, I don't want to diminish it by saying obligation, but it's almost a sense of obligation as well because
Mm.
you're just expected to like, love your father and your mother, respect them. Love, you get what I'm saying? Even when sometimes Popsy will just piss you off one kind of way like this, but last, love your father, Anisha.
You have to love your parents.
and and I think that's very different from a platonic or more so an intimate relationship because I personally believe, again, not to diminish it, but I think that love is a conscious choice.
Hmm.
And I think that it's very, I don't think it's very, I don't want to use the word possible. I'm pretty sure it's possible, it's happened for people before. But I think because love is a conscious choice, you kind of have to decide within yourself whether this person is worth it before you let that unleash that love. You see what I'm saying? So,
Yeah.
but I've also heard instances where and people can make a case for loving someone in an intimate relationship before you even like make that decision whether or not that person is worth it. And
It's worth it.
yeah, and it's one of those type of love at first sight things like you mentioned before, or just like even I've heard stories where like this person is literally showing you who they are, the so-called ugly, good, bad, and ugly
Hmm.
parts,
Sides of them.
and still you're just so smitten, so taken, so in love with this person that is it that you're overlooking those things because you're already feeling that love, and so your mind is kind of clouded, you're not making a sound decision at that point? Or is it that
It's a sound decision.
or is it that you actually know you're not blind, you see what is happening, but you love them despite that? Because that's also a
Yeah.
thing, right? Because it's meant to be unconditional love, right?
Yeah.
So sometimes I find myself torn between the two.
Between those two.
The streets France is like, oh, everybody, let's be guided. Let's be guided. Make a decision first before you go for Yakata. But I won't quite say that it always pays off. Sometimes, like you said, even when you do make that decision and say, okay, this person is worth it and you love, many things can happen that make make those feelings dissipate, right?
Yeah. So that you brought another level to that, and it's true. So, but then it's not like you just see somebody out of the blues and then you will be like, "Oh, I'm seeing your ugly side." Nobody's going to show you their ugly side
Exactly.
like that immediately. But then if it's like, say, oh, you have like, say, a guy and a girl who've been friends, and this person has seen both your good sides and your bad sides, and then you can fall in love with somebody intimately even though they're your friends, and then
It's
you
true.
guys start a relationship. So you've seen like, okay, you'll be like, to a level, I know this person, I know what they can be like when they're angry or when they're upset, or
Mhm.
and it's I can deal with it, or you think you can deal with it.
Mhm.
Because sometimes you think you can deal with it, and then you're like,
That's a
I don't think I
whole
can deal with
other. That's a whole other
this.
topic.
That's another topic. But the thing about it is that sometimes, there's some things that you just see and you're like, okay, no, this is a deal breaker. I can't do this. If they've not exhibited any of those deal breakers and the other things where you're seeing like their ugly sides, yeah, you know what? Okay, this is a bad side that you have, or they even admit that they have this particular bad habit or this bad behavior that they have and they're willing to change. That even gives you hope, like, okay, they admit and acknowledge that they have these things that they're doing, and I'm going to love them despite and help them to grow and help them to become better people. And that's to your point about love. I think the word that you were looking for was deliberate. Love is deliberate,
Deliberate.
actually.
That is
Yes,
the
you actually,
exact word.
yeah,
Yes, not even
it's
choice. Deliberate. Mm-hmm.
yeah, I think in intimate relationships, even platonic relationships, I think it is deliberate. You have to There has to be that effort, which is why sometimes when you see that there's an effort on one person's side and then the effort is not a lot on the other person's side, you're like, is it even I know I like you, I love you to this level, but I don't feel it coming. It's not the same
Not
energy.
reciprocated. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's not unrequited love, or what's
Mm-hmm.
that? Yeah, it's not the same energy. So why am I even doing this? It will hurt if you want to let them go, but you'll be like, yeah, I mean, but it's deliberate, and you can look beyond flaws and still be in love with somebody or
Yeah.
fall in love with somebody.
I do agree. I do agree. And when you mentioned the part about thinking, okay, this person has said these are my flaws, and is it that? Because I've also always wondered about that. Is it that because you're already in love with this person, you're convincing yourself that you can deal with those things, right? Or do you really feel at that point, oh, like what is it that makes you get past those flaws? Because I mean, we all have them. Even me, you,
Hmm.
everyone, both people will have it. Just like you're trying to decide whether you can get past someone else's flaws, they're trying to decide the same thing about you.
If they can get past your flaws,
Mhm.
yeah, and to that point, yeah, it's very true. In relationships, in marriage, everything, there's always like that honeymoon phase where the flaws in your eyes, you're looking like, oh, the flaws are, yeah, what, this person doesn't like doing this, or that person doesn't like doing that. Yeah, I mean, but
Mhm.
then they have this and that which makes up for it. Then reality dawns on all of you, and then this person doesn't pick up their plate and go to the kitchen, and you're like, why do you always I mean, they're looking at you like, yo, this is how I am. Like, where's this one coming from?
Oh, well, and that one is always the funniest, especially when you've just freshly moved in with somebody. What was your?
Oh yeah.
I know my first experience of living. Oh my god, it was at least a 2 month adjustment period, at least, at the very least, because it's all the silly things, like things you wouldn't even think about on a normal day. Like me, I don't like somebody that's pressing toothpaste from the middle. Press it from the
Why is
peak, you know.
why is that always the bone of content? Why is that
Because it's
toothpaste thing?
crass. It's just crass. You pick up your tube of toothpaste and the whole thing is just looking all type of squished up. No,
I think in life, in the total population of the world, if you split it into half, I'm not kidding, you will get an equal half
I'm
of
pretty
people.
sure.
Because
I'm
I
pretty.
always hear it happens in my house. It happens everywhere. So I think it's and that's the part about being deliberate. So you look beyond those flaws initially, and then you get into a situation. You guys are married, living partners, and everything. Those flaws start to come out again. You fight over them, and then it's kind of like, okay, this is how this person is, and I'm not going to let pressing the toothpaste in the middle be the thing that I'm going to say, oh, I don't love this person anymore. When there's more to love, when that person, yes, presses the toothpaste in the middle. But who are they pressing the toothpaste in the middle for? It's so that when you come into the bathroom, there's toothpaste ready for you. You have a hot bath. There's a meal ready for you.
I like that you choose to look at it that way. It's okay. We'll go
I'm,
with that one.
I'm not. Hey, squeeze the toothpaste in the middle for all you care. I don't care. I'll adjust.
Oh man.
So
I mean,
it's
obviously those are like little things, right? Those are
Mhm.
just like little nuances that you get used to. like you said, there's like actual characteristics, like behavioral traits that come out later on. Because when you first meet someone, as you rightly said, there's a honeymoon phase where you're presenting your
There's
best
always
self.
a honeymoon phase.
Even as friends, there's a point where you're presenting your best self, even if it's just a friendship type of relationship. Our friend group, when we first met, like the me I met in the first 2 months, 3 months is different from the me that I know now. You get what I'm saying? Like we got deeper as time went by. Then I started to see some anointings. Then you two started to see some anointings. Like this class. She used to talk too much. I don't know.
This what's annoying about me. I don't know what annoys you about me. What's the thing that you've been deliberate about? So
Ha,
let
ha. Let me see. Is you are honest to a fault. Yeah, yes, it's actually possible to be
okay.
honest to a fault, where you tell somebody the truth, and they say the truth hurts. But sometimes you're not very kind with the way you place that truth,
Okay.
so it comes out.
Okay.
But I would rather that still, because I want to know. I just feel like if your friends can't tell you about yourself, who can? You
Mhm.
know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I mean that one I've deliberately decided that regardless I will still love, because I'd rather that. I'd rather that than anything else, you know. And I'm pretty sure there's like stuff about me too. It's just it's normal human nature. And that's we keep
Mhm.
going back to the same statement of love is deliberate, right? Now the question of whether or not you deliberate on that love before you get into a relationship or while you're in a relationship or
Wow,
after.
yeah, in
It's
relationship.
the timing of it that now differs for different people. But the bone of contention, I think we can both agree now, is love
Mm-hmm.
is deliberate, right?
It's deliberate, yeah. And some people may disagree, you know.
This is true.
So
And for those of you who disagree, please feel free to drop us plenty comments. This is what this is about. I like open, honest conversation, debate. I want to hear all sides because everybody's opinion is valid at the end of the day. May
yes,
not
yes.
agree with it, but it's valid. It doesn't negate the fact that it's valid. So please drop us a comment if you have other thoughts on it. Do you have any final thoughts for us, Nee, before I put you on the hot seat
Final thoughts on this.
on this topic?
Okay, I forget what Bible passage it is. That Bible passage, love is patient, love is kind, love is
Mm,
forgiving, and
mm.
all that good stuff. I mean, if I find it, I will send it to you. You can put it in the comment section. But that's how I see love.
I do agree with you. I do agree with you 100%. That's why, because of that, I'm convinced a lot of the stuff that even in my lifetime I thought was love probably really wasn't because of that passage. But okay, here's what we're going to do now so that our
I'm in trouble.
listeners get to know who I have on the show a little better. Just a little better. We're going to play a game of Would You Rather. So
Ah,
I'll be
okay. Oh.
asking you 10 questions and you tell me,
10.
yes, 10, no. 10 is a nice round even number now. Do you want to?
Okay. No, I don't want to.
I thought so. Okay, let's start. Would you rather have the ability to see 10 minutes into the future or 150 years into the future? There's no in between. It's not that you see what happens up until 150 years. You just see what happens as if we were in year 2000 now. You just see what will happen in 2150. It's not that you see what will happen all the way leading up to that. So same thing for the 10 minutes. So would you rather have the ability to see 10 minutes into the future or 150 years into the future?
I'll take 10 minutes.
Why?
I'm not going to be alive in 150 years now. So what's the
Does this mean you do not care about your grandchildren and your great grandchildren and what happens in their life?
in 150 years? 10. I'm the 150. How long am I going to see the 150 years for? Is it am I going to see it for like 1 year, 2 years?
You're now getting very deep. Somebody cannot
Yeah.
even just play with you again. Somebody
that's
cannot play with you.
that's That's my bad habit. That's my bad trait.
All these philosophical questions, they need only 450 years. This mama is saying, is it 1 year out of the other?
I'll do the things that I need to do to take care of my children and grandchildren, so they will be fine.
That's right. So you don't need confidence is key. Go boy. All right. Okay. Would you rather have telekinesis, which is the ability to move things around with your mind, or telepathy, which is the ability to read minds? It's a tough one, isn't it?
I had the ability to change people's
No, to move
mind.
things around.
No, I
Move,
know, and that's yeah, move things around or read people's minds.
yes.
I would like to know what is on my wife's mind sometimes. So
Right, smart man.
let me take the telepathy.
Right,
Moving
smart
around things.
husband. Leave all that one for the Marvel.
I have a child. If I need remote control, Fiji, grab me the remote control.
Grab it. You already have that's telekinesis.
That's Kelly. This is all
I
right.
like it. Okay. All right. Speaking of Marvel, would you rather team up with Wonder Woman or Captain Marvel?
It's good to see this video.
I will send a personal copy to Doctor. I will send it to her. Hey, your husband.
God, I see what the movie where Gal Gadot was yesterday, and I was like, man, this woman is beautiful. Wonder Woman.
Wonder Woman, without a doubt, man. Without a doubt. Okay. Would you rather be forced to sing along or dance to every single song you hear?
Sing along. I can't dance to save my life, so
I think
let's
we
not
could.
embarrass ourselves.
But the question is, do we even want to hear you sing? So that's the question.
I
So,
think you'd rather hear me sing than see me dance. No, you see me dance.
and now you try now. I
Nah, I don't try.
think you have a few moves.
Okay, so maybe that one might be dance. I actually like to dance, so
Mm-hmm.
maybe yeah. I got to can bust a few moves.
Not to bust the move for us now.
Nah, no, no.
We should be so honored. Okay. Would you rather find true love today or win the lottery next year? I feel like this is a given.
But I'm already in love now.
That's what I was waiting for you to answer. But this is one of those questions. It's like, are you sure doctor doesn't want you to win the lottery? Because like that's also good
So
for
if I can still stay married to who I'm married to,
you.
like who am I loving again? I'll win the lottery and
Yeah.
be married to who I'm married to. Wait. Win the lottery. You know, lottery, you can win $15 and you can win
I presume they're talking about those $1 million.
a huge sum of money.
I would hope because who's even playing for $15? I'm confused. Like, why are you playing for $15 at that point? The amount you used to get doesn't pass. Okay, the sixth one. Would you rather be in jail for 5 years or be in a coma for a decade? Jeez,
Ah,
I don't see which one is the better option, but maybe you do.
jail.
You'd rather be in jail for 5 years or be in a coma
Yes.
for a decade.
I'd rather be in jail.
Me, I think I'd rather be in a coma for a decade. Because at least when you're in a coma, you're unconscious. You don't know what's happening to you. In jail, you can be
Yeah.
somebody's bottom. Hello.
No, nah, see, you told us that we should not be thinking too deeply about these things.
No, this one you have
So
to think deeply.
the reason why I choose jail is that these people I'm alive. Yes, there's all that can happen. You can
Mhm.
experience PTSD, all that, but I'm alive. I mean, I can go back to school. I have a lot of time on my hands.
Make
My
a
kids
point.
can come and visit me. But coma, you're just 10 years. Everybody is coming to come and see you. And before we talk about the bills that you'll be raking up. Nah, let me be in prison, I beg.
I don't even think insurance covers it for that long. I think after the first year, they'll be
And
like,
hey,
oh,
and hey, your healthcare is free when you're in jail.
you know what? You smart. You
I
smart.
know, I know.
Yeah. Okay. Would you rather have another 10 years with your partner or a one night stand with your celebrity crush? Doctor will see this. So okay.
Another 10 years with
With your partner or a one night stand
uh,
with your celebrity crush.
to infinity and beyond with my
That's
partner. Yes.
that's right. We are looking for it too. Good. Pick up the call. Okay. Would you rather be chronically underdressed or overdressed? Jeez. The fact that they put the chronically there, that's the one that's throwing me off,
Uh,
honestly.
uh, uh.
Because I'm thinking of chronically underdressed being just
like
you literally in underwear. And then
like you just
chronically overdressed is essentially you looking like a clown. So would you rather be in your underwear or look like a clown?
or be looking like a clown.
Hmm.
Man, this is hard. This is number what?
At number 8. Don't worry, I almost at the finish
Wow. Boy, that's hard. I don't know. The other ones were never as hard as this.
line. Right?
Chronically underdressed. I've gone to a wedding in t-shirt and shorts and sandals before, so I think
Ah,
that's chronically
whose
underdressed.
wedding?
It wasn't there. It wasn't. We were in uni. I went to visit my family friend and my husband, and they said that, oh, we're going for a wedding, and you're on your way back to school. We'll drop you off where you can get a bus to go home. And then they were going, and they were like, oh, they said they were going for a wedding. That's how they said to stop by at the wedding. With me, I kept my backpack in their car, but then I was in my t-shirt and my shorts. I had to dress in dress.
Nigerians. You people cannot hear wedding and just go another way. You must be there.
Like you people could have dropped me off at Bagada bus stop or whatever and gone to your this thing, but no. Anyway, so chronically underdressed since I've done it before.
Dress. Okay, that's cool. Would you rather have everyone you know be able to read your thoughts or for everyone you know to have access to your internet history? Wow. Wow, wow, wow. That's it. When they say, I know my friend, that's this question.
Skip. See,
Let's skip.
it's not like it's not like I have anything raunchy or whatever on my internet history, but it's just that
People always just think raunchy when they say search internet. There's so many other things you can be. Sometimes I can't lie to you. When I've just met somebody for the first time, where like even if it's
you know,
I be googling them.
like I
I want
Google
to know.
people. Yeah.
You have court cases.
So
You have a record. I want to know.
I not even about like I Google people just out of the random. Like, oh okay, oh just Google. I try to I but either that or what I'm thinking in my head.
Yeah,
No, let them go with my search history, I
Abi.
beg.
Last one is the devil you know is better
It's
than.
just no, let them go.
Okay, so to finish up, and I think it's a good one as well. Would you rather lose your sight or your memories?
Hmm,
Hmm.
hmm. Lose my sight
And I'm
and
ready for
my
this.
memories.
Mm-hmm.
But no, I cannot think deeply. That you said I cannot think
No,
deeply
you don't
about
worry.
it.
You're allowed because myself, I'm going deep with this one. Continue.
So the memories is it that I will lose the memories and then that's like no. Let me lose my sight. I beg. No.
God
Let me lose
bless
my
you.
sight.
That's why you're my friend. Because at the end of the day, if I can see, but I can't remember, that means if I just saw you now, in the next 5 minutes, I will not remember that I saw you.
I
So
will not
what's the
remember.
point of having the sight? We
Let
are
me.
smart.
Let me.
We are smart. Our parents
I'm.
did not waste school fees money.
No, it's the school.
They don't waste it too. All righty. It's been an absolute pleasure having you.
That was amazing.
Absolute,
I enjoyed it.
thank you so much. Everyone, do you want to drop socials? Do you want to so that they can get to know you better?
I
Maybe.
don't know. Not everything I have is Kuku open. So
Yeah.
don't. My Facebook is useless. Okay, so I think yeah. So I have so my name is Nee. I have like 3 different blogs that I
This is
write on,
true. My friend is a
and
blogger and his blogs are very interesting, guys. You need to.
I have a YouTube page. So I mean, follow me on Instagram at colors with a U, colors ni bobo, and same handle on Twitter. So at least I'll be putting up like stuff that I do and everything on those social media handles. And I mean, follow me. I may follow back. I may not follow back because I'm one of those people that I don't like to follow
Emma.
people that I don't know. I'm not gonna lie. I think I'm a bit like that. But yeah, but if I know you or if you message me and say, "Oh, I saw you on Tolu's video and everything," oh yeah, okay, okay, then I'll follow you. But if you don't message me and I don't know you, I'm not going to follow you back.
Okay, so for those of you
Just put it out there.
who are wondering who he's referring to, Tolu is my Yoruba name that was given.
Apologies,
It's
Fran.
not my parents.
You can edit it, Fran. Yeah,
No,
if
there's
you,
no need. I
yeah,
want my people to know me. My full name is Francis Katulope Da-Souza. Get to know me.
Omo Mamu.
Omo Mamo. All right, Randy. Thank you so much, so much. We hope
All
to
right, Tolu.
have another episode.
I'll be glad to join.
Thank you. Let's go.
All right,
Say hello to my wife and my kids for me.
she'll do that.
All right. Bye.
Bye.
And there you have it, guys. Our very first episode of In the Closet with Friends. It was certainly a very interesting conversation. I hope you guys enjoyed it as much as I did. And thank you so much to my dear friend Nee for joining us. And, we got to know a little more about him, didn't we? Please feel free. I'll link it in the comments below, his socials. Feel free to support him as well as myself as well. Subscribe, like, comment. I'd very much love to hear your opinions or your thoughts on our, topics on each episode. Until we see again, have a great week ahead, everyone. Sayonara.